Northern Iowa's defense on film?
Well, I think the thing that stands out the most is, they're very well coached. You'll never see somebody in the wrong spot. And, I think the one thing that stands out is that they play really, really hard. They run at the football. That's the first thing I think that all coaches talked about when we kind of first got back together was, man, oh man, these guys, they play really, really hard.
I assume you looked at tape before you got here of your players. When you saw Warren, what was your reaction?
Well, I knew about Mike quite a bit. We obviously recruited him while we were at Toledo, and I really wanted him to come to Toledo. I knew that, especially as the offensive line coach. But, I think, it's amazing how Mike has even progressed, in his short time here, obviously, under Coach Lou. And, I think that the kid's really interesting. I mean, he works really, really hard. And I think it's obvious that, his work ethic has really put him in a position to be a very successful player.
What was your first impression of Allen?
He's humongous was kind of my first thought, and obviously I knew a little bit about Allen just from our defensive guys,
right.
Years past kind of itching their head and, talking about him a little bit and seeing him up close. But, I think even sometimes you don't realize how big he is till you stand right up next to him. And I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but man, he's a big kid. But, I think the thing that really impressed me the first time I really sat down and watched video about Allen is, the way that he plays when he doesn't have the football. I think it's, any kind of guy that obviously has the notoriety, that Allen has, and, you watch him play, and he's a team-oriented guy. That's obviously why he was elected captain. Blocks his tail off, and does it, but he also wants the other players to be involved, and, I really appreciate that about him.